So now while you were on the Coast Guards and stuff like that, I mean, for communication, it's not like it is today. You got your cell phones, you're texting, FaceTiming. So how would you communicate with people, like your family home?
Write letters or telegrams.
Letters or telegrams.
Telegram, you know.
Do you have any of those telegrams or letters kept from years ago?
No, I don't.
No? Okay, so when you're done now the Coast Guards, where did your adventures take you?
Well, I had a year on a line liner, and then I went on a dragger out of Harbour Britain.
Yes.
Deep sea dragger out of Harbour Britain.
So how long were you at that?
I was fishing for probably 2 years.
And then you went to your construction, because I know you went to construction eventually.
Yeah, came ashore again. And my first job was with Grandy Shipyard in Fortune, building long liners and boats, you know.
How long did you stay at that?
I was probably with Grandy's a year probably.
And in any of the places now, any of the times over the years that you worked, was there any situations that was like kind of dangerous? Like anything happened that sticks out in your mind, like to any of your co-workers or yourself, or?
Well, I suppose construction is always dangerous. I worked in Church of Falls. When that was being constructed, there was quite a few people got killed there, you know, on that job.
That was in Church of Falls. And when did you meet your wife, and how did you meet your wife now?
We grew up together.
You grew up together.
Yeah.
So even amongst all your work, when did you meet? Like, when did you actually, get married? And
We were married. I was 18 and my wife was 17 when we got married.
Really?
Yeah.
So you were married while you were working in the lumber woods?
Yep. That's right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So while you were working in the lumber woods now at 18, and your wife, where was your wife at that time?
Home in Boat Harbour.
In Boat Harbour.
Mm-hmm.
And you have one child, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have one child. So you weren't home long enough?
No.
So now the wages in the construction, when you were in construction, I guess that was up in years, so it was probably more than what you were getting on the Coast Guards.
When I started with Grandy's in Fortune, we were getting $1.20 an hour. But then I moved around with more companies, and it gradually increased. $1.60, even up to $1.85. The last company I worked with on the peninsula was Sanders and Howell. I think we got $2.20 an hour there.
$2.20 an hour.
Yeah.
Can you remember getting your first paycheck though when you were in Lumberwoods?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Can you remember how much it was?
About $80.
About $80, and
for the whole month.
And that was for the month.
Yeah.
And then you had to pay your board and lodging every day.
The board would come out. That's after the board was.
After that was took out.
And that was cleared money.
Can you remember anything you bought when you first got your first check?
Well, see, we were up in the woods. It was up probably 40, 50 miles from Deer Lake. So the first check, you had to go down to Deer Lake. So I bought a sleeping bag and a suitcase, I think.
Yes, Pa. That's what you bought.
Yeah.
And I suppose then while you were married then too, so I suppose you were sending home money to...
No, I wasn't married then.
This was your first paycheck. Oh yeah, you were 16 then.
Mm-hmm.
But then eventually, when you get your checks, I suppose they were sent home.
Yep. Had to keep enough money for
send home to the wife.
To live on, you know.
Yeah. So anybody work with you from like this area in Lumberwoods?
Oh, yeah.
Besides Harold
Yes.
Walters?
Yes, quite a few on times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Lumberwoods, that's the kind of, you're pretty isolated there when you go into Lumberwoods. Nothing around you, only woods, right?
That's all.
So it must have been hard, like, and we didn't get much time off because I suppose you work daylight to dark.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, work for 10 or 11 hours anyhow,
Yeah. Yeah. And in the night times now, what would you do in the camps?
Play cards.
Tell jokes.
Yep, tell jokes. Someone will probably have a guitar and sing song.
Yeah. It's fine. Now, what was a typical day? I'm going to pick, say, on the Coast Guards for you to talk about. What was a typical day of work now on the Coast Guards for you?
Ooh. Well, it's all according if we were landing supplies to lighthouses, and you'd be landing, you got in the morning, you started landing supplies.
What time would your day start?
Oh, you can start before 8 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
If it was a good morning, you probably started everything that. I remember one time there, I think we started at 5 o'clock one morning, and we worked till 1 o'clock the next morning. That was all day, but
Yes. Long days sometimes in your head, right?
Yeah. You should get overtime after you go over 8 hours. You get $1 an hour for overtime.
Oh. Yeah, well.
Big money.
Yes.
$1 per hour.
Was there any incidences now when you were working on the Coast Guard that comes to mind? Like anything happen or what was it like on the waters?
Oh, you had rough days and good days,
Yeah. So, how long at a time were you on the Coast Guards for? Like when you used to go out on them?
Well, back then there was, right now they got a month on, a month off. Back then there was nothing like that, I used to get to about 6 weeks holidays a year. So I used to take my holidays in the winter time. Apart from that, gone.
The whole time. Something. Now they got the turnarounds and there's 14/7 and everything's so different now.
Yes.
Well, some different now than what it was years ago, right?
Yes, I tell you it is.
So, what was the last job that you worked at?
Last job was construction.
Construction. And how many years now have you been retired, would you say?
Will be 2 in November.
Just 2. So you worked right up until 2013. And what was the last company? What was the name of the company?
I worked for Pennycon for the last 17 years.
17 years of Pennycon.
16, 17 years.
All over Newfoundland.
From Maine, Labrador to Port of Bass, Newfoundland, from St. John's to the tip of the Port of Port Peninsula, and every place in between. Whatever it was, Building bridges, marine work, buildings.
You spent a lot of time away then, from 16 to, oh my God, that's a lot of years.
76. I was 76 years old when I gave up.
76 when you gave up. Yeah. And you're still at stuff.
Still, oh yeah.
You're still not give up.
Nope.